growing up as a teen in 2022 is very different than how our parents experienced being a teen. Things like the pandemic, obviously, and social media in general, and technology, all those things can have negative impacts on a teen's mental health. And so I think that it's very important for adults to realize that. I don't think that they should ever bring up comparisons.
December 5th is National Communications with Kids Day. It's an extremely important time to talk with kids. What we want to do is talk with kids, not talk at them. And we need to listen to them. It's critical. That's how we kind of forge a relationship and a path forward with young people. Today's a great opportunity to begin that conversation.
There's no one-size-fits-all method of approaching the topic or having that conversation. Location and time, I think it really matters where and when you bring up these conversations. Kids always want to feel supported and trusted, and like they are not going to be judged by the adult that they're talking to when opening up about their issues. Offering help is important, but I think more than that, kids just want a resource to talk.
I think it's really important for parents and caregivers to know that when they're talking with their children, to listen to them, to validate what they're saying, to be present in that moment, no different than we as adults would want someone to listen to us and validate how we're feeling. Really important to note that for children and youth, sometimes their emotions feel bigger than those of adults, which means that you need to give that time and space to really hear, be present in that conversation so that they feel as though you want to help them, rather than you are trying to correct them or tell them that it's really not that big. Those are not things you want to say to a child or to an adolescent. Rather, you really want to hear what they're saying and be present and tell them, those are big emotions. Let's talk about what I might be able to do to help you work through those.
Too often we want to talk at kids. We need to listen to what they're saying, particularly now. In post-COVID times, kids have really gone through some very trying issues in terms of social skills, interaction. It's our opportunity to begin to work with them on their communication skills and how we as adults can communicate with kids from a different paradigm.
What parents can do to help build their trust with their kid is starting a conversation in a safe environment, allowing the teen to have an out. When you start a conversation, it's really important because kids, when these conversations happen, a lot of the times kids can feel trapped, and when they don't have an out, they feel unsafe. And so if you have a conversation like in the kitchen, for example, that still gives the teen an out to go to their room if they're feeling uncomfortable. So I think just establishing a place where the child feels safe to open up.
Denver has done a lot of work in the area of making sure that community resources are accessible by our youth and by families. So one of those resources is the Colorado Crisis Walk-in Centers. They have multiple locations across the Denver metro area that adolescents, parents, families can walk into to access services. They're provided in English and Spanish, which I think is very beneficial. There's a number of text and chat lines currently that children and youth can access. The 988 Suicide Prevention Lifeline is a great option that if someone is feeling unsafe for themselves, they can text and find someone to talk with. Additionally, each school, at least within Denver Public Schools, has at least one mental health provider, a full-time mental health provider, or a compilation of multiple people that are making up that 5 days of services. That might be a school psychologist, a school social worker, a school counselor, a school nurse, all people that are very familiar to our children and youth in schools that can provide access to some type of service.
People think that mental health is only a bad thing, but it's not. Mental health comes in many different forms, whether it's good or bad. I think one of the most important things to stress to parents is not give up. Continue having the conversation. Even if you have had one conversation, don't give up there. Keep going, keep talking to your kid, keep allowing them to open up and keep establishing that trust.
What I really have learned from young people is they want to be heard, they want a platform, and I see that as our responsibility as adults is to create that platform, to give them that voice. Every young person I've spoke to have said, we have something to contribute. Let us be a part of the conversation.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.